Good evening, everyone. I'm Rebecca Fannin, and I'm the supervisory librarian at the Buford Sugar Hill branch of Gwinnett County Public Library. And I'll be ending our Lockdown Your Next Job series. Today, I'll be talking about job tracking and interview preparation. Job tracking is a term that describes the process of staying organized while looking for new job opportunities. Once you have your resume, application, and cover letter submitted to a company, there is a time period where you're waiting to hear back from the employer. During this time, you might apply to more jobs or prepare for your upcoming interviews. It's easy to lose track of what jobs you've already applied for and which employers have actually reached out. Job tracking allows you to stay organized. You can create to do lists such as follow up with your application or check your application status or call the employer HR. You can also create reminders in your phone, in your email, or on your calendar to remind you to follow up on your applications or that you have an interview coming up. It might help to have a designated email address or an email filter in your inbox to sort out your application receipts. This is an example of what a job tracking spreadsheet looks like. You'll see it has all the basic information: company name, the role or title of the job you applied for, the salary, a hyperlink to the job description or posting, the day that you actually applied, the contact information of HR if known, and then if you get called for your interview, you can organize who called, what type of interview you should be preparing for, and the date and time. There's also an option for if you get an offer of the job. This type of layout allows you to create a list of each job you've applied and interviewed for, and whether or not you got a job offer. This can be used as a reference if you see a similar job later on with the same company to know who you've spoken to before and what the outcome was. So now let's talk a little bit about the interview process. Being invited to participate in a job interview is a positive indication that your cover letter and resume have done their job. The experience and skills you displayed on paper have gotten a company interested in the possibility of hiring you. Now the employer wants to meet you in person, get to know you better, and learn more about your qualifications. A job interview is your opportunity to sell yourself directly to a potential employer. From the moment you step into an employer's office, everything about you will be evaluated, including all of the following: appearance, attitude, outfit, body language, personality, communication skills, and your level of preparation. Before you even walk in the door of the interview room, it is important to do your pre-interview research and to practice sample questions beforehand. If you're unsure of where to find sample questions, there are a ton on the internet. But one of the biggest questions being asked right now in interviews is, tell me what you've been working on. So let's take a minute and think about how you would prepare to answer that question. There typically are 5 stages in the interview process. The first will be introducing yourself and tell the interviewer a little bit about your background and experiences. It's okay to make some small talk about the day, but move on quickly into the meat of the interview, which will be exchanging your information. This is when the interviewer will ask the questions and you'll show off all the reasons why you are the best candidate. At the end of the interview, be sure to summarize your qualifications and your experience. And in the end, thank the interviewer for the opportunity and have a follow-up question ready to ask. You can ask about the job's salary or benefits, or even about the culture of the workplace. There are many different types of interviews, but in the current climate of 2020, digital interviews may become more and more common. These are similar to phone interviews, except for the digital interview adds the component of video, chat, and screen sharing. The most important thing to remember with digital interviews is to practice beforehand. Make sure the volume of your microphone works, make sure your camera works, and set up a neutral background so that nothing is distracting behind you. Be sure to dress the same way that you would if you were in person. There are other types of interviews, such as the one-on-one face-to-face interview. This is the most common type of interview. It involves 2 people, you and the interviewer. Most likely, you will be sitting opposite each other in an office or a conference room while participating in a two-way conversation. There's also human resources screening interviews. Often, a representative from an employer's human resources department will interview you before you meet with the hiring manager. The screening interview ensures that you are right for the job. There are group interviews, which might seem unusual, but it's actually very common, especially for big companies doing recruiting. If you are asked to participate in a group interview alongside several other applicants, your main priority is to make the most out of the attention you get. When it is your turn to respond to a question, it's your opportunity to make yourself stand out from the other applicants, but be respectful of the others in your group as well. The last type of interview will be the panel interviews. During a panel interview, you will meet with several people at the same time. This type of interview simulates a business meeting at which you are the presenter. Members of the panel may be individuals with whom you would interact with on the job or individuals designated by the company as a hiring committee. The panel may include your potential supervisor and/or a human resources representative. It's easy to get nervous during the interview and to make a few mistakes. That's where practice and preparation comes in. Be sure to slow down and to breathe. That will help eliminate most of the common mistakes. Also, don't forget to prepare. If you're looking for more information about library resources that can help you with your job search, you can go to gwinnettpl.org and visit the adult page under digital resources. There's also the GCPL career guide, the job resources page, and you can always book a librarian. Book a librarian is one-on-one time with library staff to help you practice interviews, work on your resumes, and get the guidance that you need individually and for an hour at a time. Also, check out digitallearn.org. They have some great job searching resources and some courses online for free. Thank you so much for joining us in our job searching series. We look forward to hearing from you, and be sure to check out our website and calendar of events for more job searching programs.